Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Obviously a lot of people have asked me to do this Q&A. I had a lot of questions as well, so I'm really sorry if I don't manage to answer it. I had like over 100 questions and I don't want to make the video too long, but thanks to everyone who sent me the questions. I'm going to answer the first one now. Joshua Redden says, if you had to pick between Villa and Wolves, which club would you pick and why? Is there a third option? If there was a third option, I'd pick Death. Second question's from Chris 1985. Now, I know he comments on a lot of my videos, so thanks for that, Chris. He says, which West Brom game has been your favourite to go to and why? Definitely Manchester United when we played them and drawed 5-5 with them. Obviously, a lot of good players on the pitch like Malumbu. I used to love Malumbu. And Alex Ferguson's last game in charge. Brilliant game, probably my favourite one I've been to ever, to be honest with you. Robert Stone says, when did I start going to West Brom games? Now, it's quite an interesting story. Well, not really, but I started going up with my dad when I was like 5 years old, honestly. My dad used to put me on his shoulders. I used to watch the games. I used to love it. And then, obviously, my granddad started taking me before he passed away. And, you know, I just fell in love with the club really, and I've been going ever since. So I've probably been going up West Brom for about 15 years, which is quite a long time if you think about it. Now the next question's from George Hingley. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. He said, as a child, did I support any other club? And I can honestly say no. Now I know a lot of people as kids probably supported all the best teams like Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. But like I said in my previous question, I was going up for West Brom at such a young age, and I just kind of fell in the club, love with the club since then. And I haven't supported any other club in my life, and I don't intend to support any other club. Jacob Carberry says, who inspired you to do YouTube? To be honest, I used to have a channel. Now, a lot of people probably don't know this. I used to have a YouTube channel called Twisted Minds where I do all sorts of crazy stuff. And that was kind of inspired by TGF. But I just thought to myself, I'm always at West Brom games. I've been going for years and, you know, it's just easier for me to do. So I started getting into the channel. I didn't really have that much of an inspiration, to be honest with you. I just kind of started doing YouTube videos. I started getting quite a lot of views, and you know, I used to love that. Well, I still love that now. A lot of people gave me good feedback, so I kind of inspired myself in the end. Ben Sim 08 says, what's your favourite West Brom kit of all time? Honestly, it has to be the old famous green and yellow shirt. The reason being is, you know, we had so many good players playing that shirt, like Cyril Regis, Laurie Cunningham, Brendan Batson, and obviously it's probably one of the most iconic shirts we've ever seen at the Hawthorns. A shame it's not in FIFA though. It's Tomos has asked, who's my favourite West Brom content creators, YouTubers / Instagrammers? Now, to be honest, there's quite a few and I watch all of them. I do like West Brom WBA Latest. I think they're a great Instagram page. West Brom FC, they're a good Instagram page, which is Max, I think, from Talk WBA, who's done a really good job on his YouTube channel. Also, Alfie Stanford as well. I enjoy his vlogs. He does a really good job with them, and you know, including yourself as well, Tom. I've watched some of your vlogs, and I think your vlogs are really good as well. So keep up the good work. Next question is off someone called Step. Now he's kind of asked a lot of questions, so I'm going to answer the one what stood out for me the most. And his question was, what's my opinion on Scottish football? Honestly, I'm not really a fan of Scottish football. I think it's like a pub league. There's only really 2 or 3 teams in the Scottish league, and that's Celtic, Rangers, and probably Aberdeen at a push. Yeah, so no offence, but I'm not really a fan of Scottish league football. Next question's actually off a Villa fan, and he says, do I have a job? And I know that a couple of other people have said that. And yes, guys, I do have a job. I work as a vehicle technician for Subaru. So I'm not on the dole or anything, if that's what you think. Aaron Dixon has said, if you had to support a team in the Championship other than West Brom, who would it be and why? Honestly, that is such a tough question. I'm not too sure on that one. Probably Nottingham Forest or something like that. And I know a lot of people will probably hate on me for that. Either Nottingham Forest or Leeds United, because I don't know, I just like Leeds, to be honest with you. Crazy Shadow has said, what was it like to meet Robbie and be on the Real Football Fan show? Now, it was great meeting Robbie, but doing the actual thing was quite nerve-wracking, the fan battle. And obviously I did get roasted for doing it, and rightly so, because I was pretty nervous on there, to be honest with you. But yeah, Robbie's a really nice guy, and obviously so humble, and you know, probably one of the nicest people you will meet in football. Ewan Williams has said, will I ever start doing fan interviews after the games again? To be honest, I'm not too sure, because I don't know if that's me, to be honest with you. I do enjoy doing my vlogs. I do enjoy keeping you updated with the latest West Brom news. But I'm not too sure that the interviewing after games is for me, to be honest with you. So we'll have to see on that one. Next question's off Daniel Killer, and he says, how good are West Brom fans? Now, I think West Brom fans, when they are chanting, when they're getting behind the team, I think they're superb. But there has been a lot of times what I've saw where the fans have turned on the players or turned on the managers too quickly, in my opinion. I'm not going to slag our fans off, because, you know, they're brilliant, to be honest with you, whenever we go away from home. But there is a small part of the fan base what, you know, is really negative no matter what we do. And you get that in every single club, to be honest with you. But I do think our fans are brilliant. Next question's off Will Blake. He says, what do we think we should do with Edwards, Lecco and Harper? In my opinion, keep putting them in the first team. Even if it's off the bench, keep giving them time to develop. Because with our owner, if we don't go up, we're going to have to probably rely on the players like Edwards, Lecco, Harper, Fitzwater and stuff like that. So definitely throw them in at the deep end, give them game time, and it'll only make them better. Ethan Knox says, who do I think will leave if we don't get promoted? That's a good question, to be honest with you, but I can see the team being really strict. I think Gibbs will leave, Dawson, Hegazi will leave, Phillips will leave, Rodriguez, obviously, Gale will go back, Jacob Murphy will go back, Montero will go back on loan. It'll just be a complete disaster, if I'm honest. I could see us being like Swansea if we don't go up, sorry, because I think we'll have to rely on a lot of our youth players. Kieran Gill actually asked before Darren Moore got the sack. He said, who would be your ideal West Brom, who would be the ideal replacement at West Brom as manager if Darren Moore got the sack? And honestly, I don't really know right now. I think Jokanovic would be a good option, the same as Alex Neil, but they're only going to be short term, as I don't think they'd really help us if we went up. So probably someone like Wagner from Huddersfield, who's done a good job at Huddersfield. He kept them in the league, but it was that recent spell what got in the sack. So I'm not too sure. That's a pretty hard question, to be honest. Luke Brigger has said, would I cry if West Brom lost in the playoffs final? And honestly, I don't know the answer to that. I'd probably be distraught, to be honest with you. Because it's just, you look at teams like Birmingham City and even Villa and stuff like that. Like, they've lost so much money since they've gone down from the Championship, from the Premier League, sorry, and been stuck in the Championship. And with our owners, I could just see it really going pear-shaped. So I don't know, to be honest. That's my truthful answer. GL_gamers has asked me, who do I hate the most? Aston Villa or Wolverhampton Wanderers? Easy one for me. Wolves, I just think ever since I've had one good season, their heads are like getting so big, and I just can't stand the club. The fans, the board, I can't, you know, like, you know when you just see someone at work who you really want to punch in the face, or at school or whatever. I'm sure you can all relate. I'm not saying I want to punch anyone at work. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean. But definitely Wolves. Inbred, six-fingered. I hate them. Ewan Rock has said Aston Villa or Birmingham City. Now, if you'd have asked me this a couple of months back, I probably would have said Birmingham. But after seeing what their fan did to Grealish and them actually celebrating the fact that he did that is, I think it's a total disgrace, and I think Birmingham fans have really showed the true colours. So I'd say Villa, to be honest with you, if I had to pick one, even though I do hate Villa as well. Jacob Banner has said, what do I think about Sam Johnston? Now, again, same as the last question, a couple of questions ago. If you'd have asked me this about 2-3 weeks ago, I probably would have said absolutely terrible. But in the game against Ipswich, Swansea and Brentford, I think he's been superb since Darren Moore's been sacked. Whether that's because we're not playing out from the back anymore, but something has massively changed with him. Some of the saves what he's been making are unreal. It kind of reminds me how he was at Aston Villa when he had that really good season for him. But yeah, he's improved massively, to be honest with you. Last question's actually going to be from someone called WBA Dan, and he says, have I done my season ticket yet for next year? Have I used the early bird thing? And ask me this again on Thursday, because I'm probably going to renew my season ticket on Thursday. But yeah, guys, that was the last question. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm really sorry if I couldn't answer your question, but there'll be plenty more opportunities for stuff like this. So I'll see you in a bit, guys.